What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 13 different altcoins today. We're going to start it off with Rune, and then Bobo, Linu, GTC, MANAQNT, Brett, Toshi, JUP, MYRO, ZEC, Byte AI, and Pepe to finish it up. That's 13 coins, 13 altcoin requests. We're going to get into it right now. I'll give shout outs along the way. If you're new here, hit that like button and subscribe. If you're old here, you know what to do. Thank you all for being here. I am going to pause the music so that we can focus a little bit more, but here we are going through it right now. Rune for Wrecked Babu. I forget what the full name is. Let me see. Wrecked Babu. Your full name is something. It's number 1 Distinguished Wrecked Babu, but I'm just going to call you Wrecked Babu. It's easier and it rolls off the tongue better. Looking at Rune here, low to high. Looks like you want to go lower. I would say you want to go lower. Probably, I mean, generally speaking, with a look like this, I would look to that 618 area, and that wouldn't be too crazy because moving back to an area that you've broken out from down around that 220 area, you're at $5 now. It could happen. That's your 618, your golden ratio right there. With that being said, you could also hold support at the 0.5 area, $3 psychological number, an area you found support before several times, and resistance as well. So I would say you're good for at least a move down to $3 around that area. One second, sorry. Yeah, all right, the weekly RSI doesn't look too bad. It does have a bit of hidden bullish divergence presenting itself, but that can change if we get below this low here. That can definitely change. So as long as we continue closing lower weeks, week after week, that remains to be seen if this is hidden bullish divergence. If it is hidden bullish divergence, we'll get a move up to new highs. But let's just see, just with the way you're acting with the fib, I don't know if I would expect that, but that's a nice look on your daily. I don't know, man. Maybe you do go higher from here. Let's see how you do. If you can get above this red line, if you can get above $6.10 essentially on a closing basis, on a daily closing basis, then I would anticipate that these lower price targets that I'm speaking of are out the window. However, I mean, really, if you close below $4.13, you're at $5.04 right now. If you close below there, it's on to that $2.20 area. So just be aware of that. Some ifs, ands there. If I had to bet money, I would say I think you are going to go lower. I think you are. Maybe today or tomorrow you go up a little bit, but I think you're going lower. Bobo is the next one. Bobo for Smooth Operator. We're talking about Bobo for you, my friend. Looking at it here, not a lot to go off of, obviously. It's a new chart. It wouldn't be crazy to pull back from here a little bit more. It also wouldn't be crazy if that was your low and you're being highly constructive. It's hard to say. You are in a downtrend on your daily RSI, absolutely, a little bit of a consolidation phase, but all it takes is, it looks like you're at the bottom of it now. All it takes is a break here, and that turns this bearish kind of looking RSI into a really bullish setup right now, because that would also be a bounce off the 40 area, an area that you just bounced from before, and you bounced from back here. Again, if you were to break this structure on this move right here, that could imply that you are moving up to higher prices. I would think that if you were to have moved below this line, the 1414, down to the 1272, you would have done it already. You've had 2 rejections off the 1618 and 2 bounces off the 1414. So right now the ball is in the bull's court. If I really had to say, I would say, and you have hidden bullish divergence, I would say, yeah, you're probably going to move up, make a move up to like 505 around there. You're at 5015 right now, so that's actually a pretty decent move up. That might be where you get like the top of this kind of thing, and it starts to really curve over, and then you get a more massive pullback afterwards. But it's pretty constructive. I don't like the volume. I mean, you haven't really been growing there. You're just moving sideways, so it's really not a big deal. that you've technically moved higher. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. It really doesn't look too bad, is all I'm trying to say. And the 4 hour looks decent. It looks like it wants to move up now. So I'm going to give it to the bulls, man. I think you're going to make a move above this, and probably your next immediate move would be off the extensions of this move here, which, hey, your 1414, an area you just found significance on, is at the next fib level up, which if we're respecting the fibs like this, that would make sense. When I say the next fib level up, I mean on this bigger fib here, not the smaller one, though the smaller one has the 1414 at the next level up of this bigger one, and coincidentally we just bounced off the 1414, pointing that, you know, this area, this 5049, 505 area really could be an area that you are making your way up to. I think you're moving up. I think that might be the winner for tonight, honestly. It's pretty solid gains right now, but who knows? We'll see. Time will tell. Lenu USD, didn't you say you did? You said that it was on Dex Screener. Man, pajamas, you guys, it's doing all right. Lenu. You know, I actually bought more pajamas last night. I told the Discord that, but I'll tell you guys now. Oh yeah, Lenu for Slowkey. That, yeah, I think I might have said that, but I don't know. We'll do this one. Yeah. Yep, looks like this is the one. All right. So you've gone a little bit lower probably than previously anticipated, and that's okay. You're in lock, that's good. Relative low to high on the fib, finding support, literally looking like you're doing a double bottom off the 618 area. So that's a nice look. It would be nice to see more volume come in, but whatever, you know, you're fine. Get above 70116. Get above there. Otherwise, you are making your way lower. If that proves to be resistance, you're screwed. Well, not screwed, but just you've got more to go. If you can get above the 382, then you're going to do well. I just noticed, man, my daughter, her eating tray right there. She didn't use it today. It's clean. It's just she sometimes, whenever she likes to climb on her table, she'll like push it up on things to climb up and like observe the counter or like have access to various things. She'll take the tray off, but she'll leave the table. If I had the table, I could explain, but she moved it into the kitchen so she could get to some things. Anyways, man, enough about my daughter. But that, I didn't notice that until just now, that little thing. Maybe you didn't either, and I'm just revealing it myself. But here we go. Looks good. I would count on a bounce here. I like the daily RSI. 4 hour RSI is broken, so not a whole lot to go off of there. Yeah, I'd look. That's what I would do. I'd look for a move to 70116. Look for a move up there, a positive move, not a rejection, but a breakthrough, and then let's talk about it again. If that happens, you're likely going to see extensions, as into new all-time highs. Being at 80646 right now, I realize 70117 is a little bit of a ways away, but the extensions, the minimum extensions, if you were to see new all-time highs, are even further away. You're at 80646. The minimum target would be over a 10x from here. The 1618, another expected kind of area, would be at 601383, and you could potentially go higher than that even. So this could be the turnaround point, man, right here. Like literally right here, this could be the beginning of it. But really it all depends on what we do with this 382 area. That's kind of the kicker at the moment. So yeah, enough of that. That's Lenu for Slowkey. GTC for user LH8 or IH8. I think it's LH8. GTC here. I don't know why these things are still on. Let's see. Maybe orders, yeah. Would that be? No. I don't know. Maybe I'll just figure that out later. I thought I took them off. Executions, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Get rid of that. See, high, low. GTC, man, sitting at $1.13 right now. It did take a mighty drop off of its recent highs over at $2.98. But you guys, we're in this. If you've been in GTC for a while, even back here, you know it likes to move up, it likes to move down. It's a very volatile coin. So if you bought up here, or if you were thinking about selling but you didn't, and now you're sitting down here wondering what you should do, it's obviously not the time to sell. That time is gone. But take this as an example, as a moment to remember that when this thing pumps heavy, it does like to give it back, and it'll move up fast and still be very volatile along the way. I'm saying that now. Watch the move up to like this area just be a straight shot, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Low to high. Finding resistance on the 1618. I don't normally like that. I don't like it now even, right? But I'm not worried about it is what I would say. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, I like the RSI on the daily. I don't mind it on the weekly. It looks fine. 4 hour looks all right. I suppose a little bit weak, but it could look better, but it definitely doesn't look bad at the moment. Let's see what you do. Let's see what you do with yourself. Get back above the 618 for starters, and then same thing as the last one, man. You need to get above $1.80. If you can get above $1.80, then we can talk. Until then, you're really just in this accumulation phase, of which you're at the bottom of it. So perfect time to DCA. I do think GTC has a lot going for it this cycle. I think that it'll potentially see new all-time highs, if not at least a pretty decent retracement. Being at $1.13, all-time highs are at $28.60. So I mean a standard retracement, the golden ratio, that'd put you up at like $7.30, $9.45. And I would expect GTC to exceed those prices by the end of the cycle, potentially $77 to $270. But who knows? Even at its like worst, $19.20, $13.37, $10 from the current price. That's not bad gains even at its like worst. So, but GTC, man, that's that. Probably looking to go higher and consolidate. It's just consolidating right now, if I really had to guess. So sideways or higher or both is what I would give for GTC. Mana for BBL kind of looks like GTC's chart, kind of. This one looks a little bit better, I would say. You do have higher lows on your weekly, while lower lows on your RSI. That is hidden bullish divergence. Lower lows, relatively speaking, but also on the kind of grand scheme of things, it kind of looks like you're holding this structure still, so that's nice. Some people were asking, could mana go lower? And the answer is yes, it could. It absolutely could go lower. We could go as low as like 33 cents, guys. It really could. Am I worried about it? No, not at all. Someone asked if I was going to buy more, and I do plan on buying more mana, just not right now. Now's not the time. I mean, well, now, specifically now, actually might be the right time, but I'm thinking about buying more, kind of playing this like Dogecoin. I think it likes to show up late to the party, so probably sometime later this year is when I'm going to make heftier investments in mana, but I don't know, man. If I didn't already have the money that I was looking to buy new coins with, if I didn't have that tied up in other orders or other potential interests, I would probably buy some right down here. This is not a bad area to buy. Yeah, I don't know. I like what you're doing with the 618. Same kind of thing as the last couple, man. Let's see what you do with that 382, get above 53 cents. But being in the accumulation range that you're in right now, I'm not going to get too excited really until you break out of it. So we're going to need to see prices above 85 cents, essentially 84 cents, before things really get exciting. But I do think this is a pretty good area to buy within this range. And inevitably, when mana goes higher, it's going to be, I mean, it's really low. This is a very cheap price, honestly, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know if I have anything else I want to add on mana. I think it moves up from here. It could move lower. I mean what I said in the beginning. It could move lower, but I do think it moves up from here. That's a nice looking daily RSI. It's a nice looking setup. You need the follow through right now. If you can't get follow through, if you can't get above really like probably like 54 cents, 53.5 cents, If you find resistance up there, I would say you have more to go to the downside, but let's see how you do. That's Mana. We're talking about Quant now, QNT for Mighty Solutions. We're talking about this for you on Coinbase. I like it for a low. It's like you're in this kind of long phase of accumulation as well, right? Oops, that wasn't drawn right. Maybe I should have done it right there, but yeah. Long phase of accumulation at the bottom of it. I'd say it's probably a fair time to DCA. Looking at the weekly, I don't mind the weekly RSI at all. Daily RSI is looking like it wants to be productive. You haven't broken the downtrend yet. It's kind of looking like a lot of things right now, man. It might have found its low, honestly. Might have found its low. That might have been it. I think you're moving higher. So next target area for Quant QNT, looking like 123 to 133. You're at $103 now, so $20 to $30 higher than your current price, and inevitably higher than that. But let's see how you do with that first. That's the more immediate targets. Brett is the next one. Brett. I believe it's the one with more volume. Yeah, it'd be one of these. And they have the same price, so maybe we'll use Uniswap, not SushiSwap. Yep, this is the one we've done before. Okay, yeah, Brett looking like it too could have found its low. It's too early to tell. Not enough going on to convince me. But low to high here, you know, I was very convinced that the potential of seeing the extensions being hit, prices below 1 cent even, were on the table, and they're still there. It's still on the table, but you've reacted rather well, I will say, with this 618 zone. Better than I anticipated that you would. Yes, you had a clear drop straight through it all the way down to your 886, but hey, you found support down there, and you're kind of resilient around this 618. At least you have been for the past couple days. So let's see how today closes. If you close above like this, I would count that as 2 positive reactions. If you were to come back down and have a third reaction that was negative, the most that I would give you is the 786 to 886 zone, right? So a double bottom would be at play, which all that means is it's not go time yet for Brett. But for the relative kind of time frames, I could see it having a retrace all the way up to about 4.8 cents, maybe even just 4 cents itself. You're at 3.5 cents now, so decent gains. That's probably where you're going to go immediately, but I would expect or anticipate some kind of pullback afterwards. Whether it's a bounce off the 0.5, whether it's a bounce off the 618, whether it's a break through the 618 finally and then a bounce somewhere down here. You know, I don't know how it's going to look. You might not even go up that high. You only go up this high. You know, it's hard to say, but I do think you're moving up higher, relatively speaking. Yeah, that 4 hour looks nice. Yeah. Yep. I like it. Yeah, I like that a lot. We'll see. You might be moving your way up, Brett. Good time to DCA for any Brett potential investors. Yes, it's up 8% today, but man, you're at the low points. Even if it were to go down here, all you have to do, right? Even if it went up and then it inevitably came down here, all you have to do is just hold, and then inevitably you'll recover. So this is good news. Good news for the Brett people out there, man. I know that my previous videos were a little bit more bearish, and rightfully so. You know, we saw a very big dip like the day after my first Brett video, or one of my more recent Brett videos last week, and then we've just been moving down since, but still a technical higher low. So yeah, I think Brett moves up from here. I think so. Where to? I don't know. Maybe around 4 to 5 cents in that area. And then potentially we could find a higher low. Potentially we go down and we find a double bottom of sorts. We still could go lower, but I would say that these price targets are not as likely, in my opinion, at least right now. We'll see how today closes, but probably talk about Brett again sometime in the next couple days. Anyways, spent too much time talking about it there. We're talking about Toshi now. Is that on? Okay, no, we got it here. CoinX. Low to high. Interesting look. I'm not convinced that it's ready to move up just yet, but I'm gonna give it to it. I think you have found your low. You might not be ready to move up just yet, right? You could, but I would more say that I'm in favor of this being the low. You could go down from here, but it would be a higher low. I think you're going to be consolidating in this range for the foreseeable future, for the next like month to 3 months, something like that. You're going to be consolidating. You could be slowly working your way up, but inevitably you're going to be in this kind of range here. And again, I wouldn't expect that you go lower than that low that you just had. I think that was it, personally. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. We'll see. 4 hour does look pretty bearish, in my opinion. I would think that you turn around from here. So time will tell. If you don't turn around from right here, you might go up a little bit more, but then inevitably turn around. I don't think you're going to go lower than that low, but volatility nonetheless. We'll see. Time will tell. Toshi, if it goes up just a little bit, more likely to go down in the more relative time frames, but I do think it's found its low. So boring times are ahead now. Jupiter and that was for Brett and Toshi were for, I don't know if it's for Babe Roddy or Barber Hottie or Babe, yeah, I don't know. It's either Babe Roddy or Barber Hottie or Barber Hottie, I don't know. Jupiter. We're talking about Jupiter for Solmoek. I feel like I'm speaking in a different language, man. I'm really tired, you guys. I don't know if you can tell. I'm very, very tired. It has been a very rough past couple days, man, and it's just how it is sometimes. Shout out to all the parents out there. You guys know what's up. Low to high, 618 support. 382 going over it just a little bit. You found significance on it here, yes. I would say it looks constructive, this fib. I like the RSI. Yeah, looking good. You've probably found your low as well. Very similar structure throughout crypto right now, guys, with all these kind of coins. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I don't mind the 4 hour. I like the daily. I really do like the daily. So I think you're moving up. I think that was it. That was your low. High to low here. Next target, $1.36. Let's call it $1.37 to $1.46, somewhere in that zone. That's where I think you're going. Yep. For Jupiter, you're at $1.04 now. Myro, M-Y-R-O, Miro. On KuCoin? Yeah, KuCoin. I like KuCoin a lot, man. If you guys can use KuCoin, if you're not in the United States and or you have a VPN, if you have the capabilities to use KuCoin, I think it's a good exchange, man. Never had a problem with KuCoin. I think they're great, man. Very underrated, not talked about enough. But anyways, for the trajectory of Myro, whatever it is, maybe that's not the line of best fit, but I feel like you can kind of see what I'm going for, right? It looks like you're at the bottom, like you're sloping upwards, and you're at the bottom of that slope. So I would think it's a fair time to DCA. It looks a lot like everything else. The daily RSI looks a little bit productive, though you're still not technically bullish at this moment. There is still a solid chance you could reverse from here and go lower. That absolutely is on the table. Okay. Let's see. I think you found your low. I think you are consolidating. You're about to move up. You're seeing some kind of it's almost like an Adam and Eve or an Eve and Adam. I don't know. Time will tell. I think you're moving up from here. I think you are. And where are you going to go to? Where's your next target? Probably 25 cents, a little bit above there. That's my thoughts. Zcash now for user Ho2. ZEX, no, ZEC, sorry. Yeah, you're probably at the base of your accumulation, right? It's probably a good area to buy. I bet you go up from here. If you're not moving up relatively immediately, you're going to be moving sideways and potentially like slowly up or something like that. But you're at the bottom of this accumulation range down here. Absolutely, you're at the bottom. So I think you're fine. If you want a DCA, this is the right time to do it for Zcash, though. I don't have any interest personally in this project anymore. Daily RSI, weekly RSI look fine. I would give it the green light if you're looking to invest. Not financial advice, but that is my opinion. Byte AI. Byte AI. Let's see. Byte AI. 98K. Yeah, moving up a little bit, aren't you? Probably got a little bit more to go. I wouldn't get too excited yet, though. Yes, you are at you're at about half a cent right now. You probably go up to 0.00636 to maybe even about a cent in that range. But I would more look at that 0.00636 area to 0.0084 area, somewhere in there, a lower high and then down. Now, after you find this lower high, are you going to move lower, or are you going to potentially hold a higher low and then get ready to move out of this, something like that? I don't know. Whether it's a bullish outcome or a bearish outcome after this rejection, you would still likely have a rejection in this area. So just be aware of that. 0.00636 to 0.0084 is the kind of intended area that I think you're going to. You're at 0.00495 right now. Yes. That, by the way, sorry, Miro was for the Mark EP, Zcash for user Ho2, and then Byte AI for Fazalonis. Pepe is the one that we're going to finish it up with for Mike Ike. Pepe, talking about this one for you, Mike Ike. Pepe. On Kraken. Looking like it wants to move up higher, huh? That's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting, Pepe. Do I have another chart? That might do. I like it, man. I like it. You guys, Pepe's looking to make new all-time highs at 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, 1, 5. It's at 5079 now, so we're talking about 100% move soon. Probably greater than that. You'll probably go up to that 886, that 1886 area. High to low. Yeah, man, I think so. You really could go even higher. Who knows? Man, that's a hard one right there, guys. Which one's gonna grow more? Let me see. Hold on. Smooth operator, you got to run for your money, man. Mike Ike looking to take the win. 91% minimum, but I really do look at this as the potential. So let's call it a 3.2x to potentially a 6x. Okay. Versus Bobo. Right, because I was saying I wanted to go to the 5 or something like that. Probably based off this, yes, the 1414 I remember. Dude, smooth operator, victory was in your grasp. It really was. But I gotta say, after looking at it, Pepe, Mike Ike looks just barely better than Bobo does, at least as far as potential goes. So, I'm going to give it to you. Mike Ike, you're the winner. Pepe is the winner of this slew of altcoin requests. Smooth Operator coming in a very extraordinarily, probably the closest second place that we've seen there. Almost close enough to be a draw, but we don't do draws here, man. Unless I'm like lazy and I can't go through all the charts. But anyways, that's that. If you guys like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for coming. Please don't mind my let's just call it like lackadaisicalness. Don't mind my demeanor today. I'm just genuinely tired. So I'll be back at it tomorrow with more energy after getting a good night's sleep tonight. And I am going to get it, man. I keep telling myself I'm going to get some good sleep, but tonight I mean it. It's for real. So take care, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.